Okay, ladies and gents, boys and girls, happy Wednesday, November the 30th, 2022, the final day of the month of November. How about that? Appreciate you all tuning in. Chris Phillips here of the Daily Crow of the Spurs Up Show. I see Brennan M., Caden, Stephen Borwell Jr., Rob Smith, Jeff Gullidge, Connor Lee, Stephanie Lee. Is there any relation there? Chuck McIntosh, Todd Smith, John Edward. What's up? Also, those in the Big Cock Club Discord, head over to the TDC Questions channel, the TDC Questions channel. Be sure your questions are answered there. Guys, we got a packed show, lot to get into, and also we have no Anthony Treesh today. He will join us for the final time of the regular season next week, next Wednesday, same time as always, but that means the phone lines are wide open, wide open. Just want to hear from you guys. If you got anything, any of your questions, your comments, and your calls, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Again, it's wide open. Game day, of course. Gamecocks men's basketball taking on George Washington tonight. Women getting the dub, of course, against UCLA at home. Also, of course, podcast did drop this morning, episode 735, full breakdown of my thoughts on the OC search and, of course, a breakdown of the game tonight in Washington, D.C. But again, guys, want to hear from you. You know, it's these Daily Crows, and, you know, we've been so structured and so scheduled, right, throughout the football season, which is awesome. But I will say it's these Daily Crows, and you guys probably know this if you've been tuning in for a while. It's these TDCs, especially like when we get in the summer and there's nothing going on, that's sometimes when the most organic, and that's when some of the most fun content arises, right? And we get to talk about some other things maybe we don't address during the season because we're so locked into the games and the task at hand, if you will, and what have you. So let's see. We already got a text here. Twas the week before the ACC championship, and all through the South, the Tigers were bragging, running that mouth. Dabo was nestled all snug in his bed while visions of playoffs danced in his head. But out of the Death Valley, there rose such a call. Hey there, Clemson. This is Beamer Ball. I love that. I don't know if this guy just made that up or what, but that was incredible. What a way to start the show. Love that. Anyways, guys, phone lines are wide open, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Grayson with the baseball question. I love it. He says, what does the pitching rotation look like this year? Yeah, I mean, I think you'll go Sanders, probably Noah Hall, and I think Mahoney could play a part in the rotation this year. Let's jump to the phone lines.
Call from
Hunter.
Here we go. Hunter, what's up, man? How are you?
I'm good, man. What about you?
I'm doing fantastic. Appreciate you asking. What's up?
Yeah. So I actually watched the whole committee yesterday, not the whole one, but obviously just for the rankings part, and a little bit of the poll. But I need your thoughts on about I know this is just for the South Carolina Gamecocks, but I just need your thoughts on the Tennessee still being ranked 7 after we just blew them out, and somehow they're still in the top 10.
I just think it comes back to the fact they're 10-2. I mean, I think that's really all it is. I mean, they're not going to put an 8-4 South Carolina in the top 10, right? We're actually the highest ranked
right.
8-4 team. So, and I think I did watch the show last night. Listening to them, they're they were basically saying that South Carolina loss for Tennessee now is now viewed as a quality loss. I mean, it's one of the reasons why Clem Sucks only dropped a spot. They only dropped one spot, I believe. I'm pretty sure that's correct.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, listen, it's an imperfect system. I mean, Alabama's ranked ahead of Tennessee. Tennessee beat them. So, I mean, there's many other gripes outside of just us for sure. But, yeah, again, just the fact. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, with my thoughts on that, like Alabama didn't even lose to a game that bad by unranked team, which is why I agree. Tennessee being behind Bama, because Tennessee beat Bama, but they never had a loss that bad to an unranked team. So, which is why I think that Bama does have a chance to be in front of Tennessee.
Yeah, I mean, I think some of the reason too that Bama's ahead is because Tennessee is being ranked accordingly because they no longer have Hendon Hooker. I mean, I think that does Tennessee go 10-2? Does Tennessee go 10-2 if Hendon Hooker is not part of the picture? I think the answer is no. So
yeah. I just can't stand all these whiny little girls. Just that's all I see all over social media now. Just Bama's ahead of Tennessee and all that crap. Like, who cares? It's the end of the season now. I mean, Tennessee has no chance in the playoff. So I just don't get why they're just.
Yeah, I think the playoff is probably going to be the 4 you see. If everybody wins, it's going to be the 4 you see in the top 4 right now. The only chance is maybe Southern Cal could lose Friday and Ohio State get back in. I don't think Bama realistically is going to get in. Yeah, so, but I think.
And one more question.
Yeah,
do you no, sorry, I didn't know you were.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Yeah, so. After the championship, whoever loses, do you think will be ranked higher after the championship and all that in the final rankings?
I mean, potentially, maybe, but I have no idea. I mean, I don't know where was LSU ranked. Do you recall? I'm sure we were ahead, maybe ahead of them. I don't remember.
I think they were ranked like 10 or something like that.
Well, I mean, maybe we could, but. There's only a handful of teams playing this weekend, so I think it'll depend on who loses ahead of South Carolina and what have you. But I mean,
I asked my dad about it because he knows a lot about that stuff, and he told me that if we win the bowl game and all, obviously we won't be ranked as high right now until next year, but we'll be probably still ranked in the beginning of the year on. So.
Yeah. No, yeah, I mean, it's awesome to see South Carolina ranked top 20. I mean, it's the highest we've, the finishing ranked 20th, finishing the season ranked. It's the highest we've been ranked finishing a season since 2013. So, yeah, I mean, it's great, man. It's, we haven't made it by any means. I know we got much bigger goals and aspirations, but it's a step, it's a step. And, I'm excited for it. I'm excited for it.
I appreciate it, man. Take it easy.
All right, brother. Sounds good. Appreciate you. Great stuff. Hunter always calling in. Thank you so much. Yeah, I apologize. I believe it's Hunter Johnson, the other Hunter. Apologize for I don't know. It's weird that some days the mic doesn't pop in and out like that, and there's some days that it's just, I don't know. Technology, again, great till it isn't. Guys, now that the regular season's over, it's not going to be this week. I don't know if it's going to be next week, but at some point in the month of December, I'm probably going to take like 4 or 5 days, quote unquote, off, but take a couple of days away from the show. That's probably when I'll take a step back and upgrade the interface. And I think that'll help with it for sure. And it's just time. I've had the same interface since 2019 when I got to Columbia. So, I mean, it's time to upgrade. It's time to upgrade. And at some point, these interfaces kind of give out on you, which is fine. It's fine. But when you're asking technology to do so many different things, it's I don't know if the interface was really even built for a call-in show, but that's what we're using it for. So either way, again, the great questions from Hunter, and yeah, it's watch the it was great to sit down and have a reason, right, to watch the college football playoff rankings show. Like it was. It was great to see us ranked and to finish the season ranked. I mean, again, I think is a great testament to, is a testament to, what we did this year. So, but I tell you, as I was clipping this morning and I posted it about 45 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago, something like that, the comments from Savell Newton, I thought were just really interesting in regards to, and it was obviously into the show yesterday, so I didn't really have any chance to give my thoughts on it. But, it's funny, over the summer I said that I would sign up for an 8-4 season in a heartbeat. And dude, I'm ecstatic. I'm ecstatic with an 8-4 season. I'm choosing to see it in a positive and not, look at this season as a negative. I understand people had high expectations, but if you can't be excited over an 8-4 team and go into a Florida Bowl game, like, we have a lot to be happy about. Just beat Tennessee and Clem sucks. But what are your thoughts? What's your mood? What's your mood on the season? Do you more so look at this season and say, what a great accomplishment, like what an incredible season, or do you look at it and just think what could have been, like Savell Newton? Because I mean, he makes some great points. I mean, it's just crazy to think if you could have bottled up what you did in those last two games, just 50% of it. I mean, 50% of it, if you could have bottled it up, and you look back at games against Florida and Missouri and Arkansas, looking at them at the end of the season, it's just crazy to think. And thank God Marcus Satterfield's gone. Thank God. So, it's so funny. I saw somebody on social media was like, we changed our left guard going into the Tennessee game and started to block better. And that's I'm like, you really think one offensive line change is come on, dog. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. I think I just saw Todd Smith comment. Do you think that Rattler would follow Sat? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I saw John Ebra, by the way, say earlier he hopes that we have a bad season so that Mark Kingston is fired. John Edward, I couldn't disagree with you more. And I love you to death, but I'm pulling for the Yardcocks to have a very big season. I love Carolina baseball, and I love baseball in general. And I'll tell you, as someone that covers it and makes content around it, normal fan, we have a bad year. Hey, just check out. Don't watch baseball anymore. But as somebody that, I refuse to do that. I'm not just going to bail out on it early. It is a long, long, long season. It's a long season when you're not very good. So it is a very, very long season. So I'm hoping and praying that this season is a great one. I'm hoping this season is a great one for sure. And I think we'll have we'll talk about it more in January. We'll have the pitching to have a fantastic. It just can we hit? So Heath Hagler says, the great accomplishment without question. Every year is a shit show for most teams, but the way we battled and overcame adversity, especially against Clem Sucks, just shows the toughness of the team. I agree. I mean, I choose Heath to look at the season also in that way. And again, Friday, I'll do my postseason report card. And, probably Monday, we'll probably split it up. So Monday, I'll probably do my award show. And, there's just great moments from this year. And I mean, I know that, it was a roller coaster, and it was unfortunate the offense did not click sooner. But, to finish the way you did, they remember November, and, for this football team, thankfully, to play their best football at the end of the season is, and I still say, and people don't want to hear it. And I think on the offensive side, we had a lot of great talent and playmakers, but, for Shane Beamer in year two to take this roster, with the issues that it does inevitably have in depth and stuff like, and still just get what you got out of it. I mean, I don't know how you could be anything but giddy over an 8-4 season. And I'm not trying to sit here and say that, I'm not trying to sit here and say that we could have done better or could not have done better. We could have had the offense clicked earlier, but, I said over the summer that I'd be giddy with 8-4, and I'm not backing off that now. So not backing off that now. Let's see. Kevin Cross says, can't wait for signing day. Yeah, coming up soon. Think about it. Last day of November today. Last day of November. So, again, guys, no Anthony Treesh today. No Anthony Treesh. So, we're wide open with your questions, comments, calls. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Let's see. We got a question here. Danny Land, with Sat going to Nebraska, does anybody know if he's going to stay and call the bowl game, or is he already patent departed? I would imagine, Danny, he's gone. I don't know. I don't see any way he's still on staff right now. Savannah Webster, Beamer late push for Coach of the Year, SEC Coach of the Year. Thoughts? I mean, selfishly biased, I'd love for him to get that recognition, but I think realistically, I look at like a Brian Kelly. I mean, he got LSU to the SEC title in his first season. That to me is that's pretty, that's pretty significant. Like, that's pretty damn significant. So, yeah, I mean, the last two wins were great, but I don't know. We'll see.
It's Frank.
Here we go. Frank, what's up, man? How are you?
How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well. Appreciate you asking. What's up?
very nice, exciting win. The end of the season, right? Regular season went well.
Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, over the moon. Obviously, it's been incredible. It's funny. I as much fun as I had after the win, I'm glad the dust has started to settle a little bit because I was my head was spinning for about 72 hours. So it feels good to just settle in and realize that it wasn't all a dream. I don't have to pinch myself. It really happened. And yeah, man, I'm ecstatic with the way the season finished, obviously. So it feels incredible and happy for Gamecock Nation as well.
Yeah, no, I'm saying same here, man. It was great. What an improvement on last year. And now just had a question, maybe if I want to mail my Fire Sat shirt to Nebraska, do I just write Nebraska football program, or do I need an actual address?
Yeah, just send it over to the ops building in Nebraska. I'm sure they'll take it. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how that works out. I mean, I got nothing but, and I know everybody does. We got nothing but well wishes for Sat, but I have my doubts. I'll just put it that way. I have my doubts. So.
Well, now the onus is on us. We have to produce without him so that we can say, all right, we found the missing piece. And again, I wish him and his family great great things up there. I hope he brings Nebraska some much needed help. And I hope you guys have a great day.
Frank, you're the man. I appreciate you.
Take care.
Yeah, man. You too. Great stuff. Great stuff from Frank. Yeah, mail over the Fire Sat shirt to the Nebraska facility. Why not? Keaton texts in. Let's see. Keaton says, how many people will Beamer get out of the portal? 1 to 10. I'll go, if I had to pick a number, I mean, it's tough to say. I'll go 5. I'll go 5. Go 5. Let's see. B. Hughes Joyner's probably done with college, I would imagine. Yeah, it's crazy to think that Dak Joyner could come back. Like, it's wild. It's wild to think Dak Joyner could come back. So, I mean, does he? I don't know. That's a decision. I don't think any of us can predict it because it's like, he's do you want to go ahead and dive into adulthood and start life? Do you want to come back to college and just run it back one more time? I mean, I think that's obviously going to be a decision that he makes, and whatever he makes, I know Gamecock Nation will support it, but it'll be interesting to see what he decides for sure. Todd Smith says, what positions do you think Beamer's going to get out of the portal? I mean, I'd have to imagine wide receiver would be one, right? Wide receiver, maybe offensive line. You do lose a couple of linemen this year. I mean, dude, I think with the portal, man, you certainly go attack positions, but also I think it's like if there's anybody out there you can add that would be a valuable add to your like a good player, valuable add to your program. As long as the numbers work out, why would you not take them? You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, listen, I think Beamer is a coach that he's going to use the portal to his advantage, and that's a positive because there's a coach in the upstate that doesn't seem to like the portal all that much. Let's see. Do you think Rattler's staying? And if so, will Doty transfer? That's a text we just got. Guys, if I had to put my money on it, I think Rattler's going personally. I don't – this is pure speculation. I want to make that very clear. This is pure speculation. If I had to bet on it, I think Rattler is gone. And I think – so in that case, I think Luke Doty will return. Now, I think Luke Doty – and again, purely speculation. But I think Luke Doty would most likely come through spring, fight for the starting quarterback job, evaluate his spot on the depth chart after spring ball, and if he's not in a position to be the starting quarterback, I think he'd probably transfer. Because, I mean, I think, and I could be wrong, but, I mean, I think Luke Doty wants to play. I know he loves being a Gamecock, but I have to imagine he wants to play. Savannah Webster, will they announce draft or what before or after bowl? So Savannah's asking, are they going to announce what their plans are? I mean, I'd have to imagine Savannah will be before the bowl game. Because I think if Spencer Rattler's declaring, I don't think he's playing in the bowl game. I kind of knew all summer before the season started that I sort of felt like if Carolina went 8-4 and he had a good season, which granted, I know he didn't have a good season for 90% of the year, but I kind of felt like it was expected he would opt out of the bowl game. I mean, we'll see. Again, I'm not trying to put any words in anybody's mouth out there. Like, he's got to make the decisions, and so be it. But I'll be ecstatic. Let me just make that very clear. I'll be ecstatic if Spencer Rattler's back in Garnet and Black next year. I will be ecstatic. I will also be a bit surprised. I just wonder, does he want to return with the new OC? Maybe who they hire at OC matters. So we'll see. Travis Allen, where do you think we're going bowling? Again, I'm just purely guessing, either ReliaQuest, Citrus, Gator, something like that. A Florida bowl game. That's really all I care about. Yeah, so. Samantha Webster says, I'm hearing he still needs stock help. This is a deep quarterback class. I mean, we'll see. I mean, I think a lot of it's going to come down to, what advice he gets, and also what role does NIL play? Yeah, I mean, that's a great point. I think that's a great point. What role does NIL play in Spencer Rattler's return and other players' returns? I mean, I think the Gamecocks have guys that are NFL guys, but are they NFL guys to the point they're going to be leaving this year? I don't know. So, but Rattler is a guy that, could go to the combine and shine. So I don't know. Brett Russ says, J.C. Sherbert said yesterday his sources say Rattler likely plays in the bowl game. Okay, well, there you go. I mean, I'd love to see him play because I'd love to win the bowl game. Again, guys, we don't know what these guys are going to do. It's anybody's guess. So we've got to kind of just sit back, wait. And I'm patient. I'm not in a rush to find out. They'll let us know when they let us know. And, the transfer portal, I think, opens December the 5th. So we'll know about who's leaving then, because there will be guys from Carolina's roster that hit the portal that will I can't tell you who for certain, but that's going to happen. I mean, we know that's going to happen. There ain't no way this entire roster comes back, which is okay. But, I mean, it's just purely speculation. It's all purely a guess at this point. And again, that's, I don't think H1N1. I think it's just you, my guy, with the mic cutting in and out. But, no, I mean, I as I've said, I mean, if I was a betting man, which I am a little bit, but if I was betting on it, I would say Rattler's gone. I would say he's not back next year, but that's just purely a guess. I hope he's back. I really hope he's back. So anyways, guys, phone lines are open, 843-790-3377. I want to ask you guys about basketball. And the men's team plays tonight. Women's played last night, got the dub. I don't know. I have a really unique vantage point, as I've said before, in regards to, doing what I do for a living and kind of feeling the fan base and what, the mood of the fan base, if you will. And I'm going to cover basketball, right? I've always prided myself on being well-rounded and not just being a one-trick pony, not just covering one sport. I just wonder, though, especially now, right, with the hype around football, like, how much do people care about basketball? I don't know. I wonder, you know what I mean? I wonder what the mood is with basketball, because it's kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting with the Court Cox. It's interesting with Lamont Paris's team. Like, we know what Dawn Staley's team's doing. We know that's going to be. We're going to run through everybody. It's national title or bust. We're blessed to be in the position we're in. We're better than everyone. Our roster's better than everyone. We're literally witnessing history with what Dawn Staley's team is doing. Men's basketball is just kind of, it's just kind of there. I don't know. It's just kind of there. I think what sucks too, though, for basketball, I think what sucks for basketball, see, baseball doesn't deal with this. And I know baseball is a very niche thing. Like, not everybody's a baseball person, which is fine. But basketball, I think what's so tough, and I wish there was a way that this did not occur, but the fact that basketball runs into football, like, basketball is really on the back burner until mid-January. I mean, really, truly. You know what I mean? Like, it's so on the back burner until I don't know. Anyways, let's jump back to the phone lines.
Dave Garrett.
Dave, what's up, man? How are you?
I'm doing excellent. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing fantastic, man. Appreciate you asking. What's up?
Well, I think the NIL might factor into Rattler staying. But I'm more excited about the fact that the 15 extra practices we get for the young guys. I don't really. I'd like a nice bowl, but the most important thing to me is having that name out there for recruiting purposes and getting those extra practices. There's already some quality wide receivers and some offensive and defensive line that's saying they're hitting the portal. I think we'll be taking advantage of that. I love the fact that we swept Clemson in football and men and women's basketball. I do think that there'll be a handful of guys from Carolina hitting the portal as well. And to wrap up, I hadn't really been a big basketball guy, but I look forward to this season with kind of starting from the ground floor with Paris. I didn't have any expectations. I'm just enjoying the ride to see the improvement because, you know, you've got a team that hadn't been together except for a handful of games now. So I'm thinking that we'll be able to see a difference in February. Appreciate what you do, my friend, and hope to see you soon and have a good one.
Dave, appreciate it, man. Yeah, great stuff. I do believe again, the Gamecocks will utilize the transfer portal to improve their roster. And yeah, like I said earlier, I mean, it's just inevitable. You know, I know that, and it's so funny, right? I don't know why people do this. I guess they take it personal, but with the transfer portal opening up, it comes who is who season? Who's season? Every time I post a graphic, transfer portal, who's that? I ain't never heard of him. Who's that? Who? It's like, bro, just wish him well or don't say anything. It's just wish him well or don't say anything. I don't know, bro. It's people they can't stand it, man. It's like, well, believe it or not, there's some guys that don't just want to sit on the bench. Believe it or not. Let's see. Already got folks talking about next year's schedule and how tough it is. Let's get through the bowl game first. I will, though, early January give my way too early predictions for the 2023 season because it's just never too early, right? I guess it's, to be fair, it's never too early to talk about the next season, right? The next season. So, let's see. Justin says, we're going to be better than people think. We still have to gel and get a feel, but I honestly think we're the middle-of-the-road SEC team. I think we have a shot at the NCAA tournament this year. Justin, I hope you're right, my guy. I'll just call it a buck. Obviously, that's what I do. That's what I've always done. I'm a lot like Dave. I don't have any expectations for this basketball season for the men. I don't think we're very good, to be honest with you. I think we're Gigi Jackson, Hayden Brown, a little bit of Michi Johnson when he's healthy, maybe a little bit of Jacoby Wright, but outside of that, we are, yeah. I think we were picked to finish dead last in the SEC. I don't know that we finished dead last, but if we finish higher than 10th in the SEC, I'd be pretty damn surprised. I'd be pretty surprised. I think it'll be Carolina, Vandy, Georgia down at the bottom, kind of fighting to stay out of the cellar. So I don't know. That's just my take. I mean, I hope I'm wrong. I'm more so I think when it comes to this basketball season, I'm excited to watch the continued evolution of a GG Jackson. Outside of that, though, I don't have crazy hopes and dreams and expectations. Anyways. Yeah, Garrett H. Our schedule will always be hard. Indeed. Yeah, I mean, and that's why, like, while I love the out-of-conference games, like, I understand why SEC teams don't schedule hard out of conference. Like, I get it. The schedule's tough enough. So, yeah, I think Juice Wells is definitely gone. I think Jaheim Bell's probably gone, too. I wouldn't be surprised. So, would not be surprised. Let's see. Braddock says, never too much Gamecocks football talk. Indeed. Again, guys, I do want to say on this final month of November, without divulging any specific numbers, I'll just say thank you to you all for a record-setting, and I mean by far a record-setting November when it comes to the merchandise side of the business. Just absolutely incredible. I mean, it's when I first started the business, I always had a dream of, I always thought merch was cool. I just thought it was cool to offer people a unique option, if you will. A unique option, right? Something different, something you can't find at the bookstore. And I saw other people making merch, and I just thought it was a really dope thing. And, we started out early on with this logo and trying to do just specific cool stuff. And that has evolved. And the month of November, I mean, winning is fantastic for business. Winning is great for business. But and it's not just the towels, contrary to what some may think. It's the T-shirts, the hoodies, the hats, everything in between. I just want to say thank y'all so much. The explosion of merchandise, and still feeling it. I mean, the store is just ringing off the hook, man. It's absolutely incredible. So I just want to say thank y'all so much. It means the absolute world. And, without you guys, your love, your support, TSUS would not be what it is and what it's becoming. I know I say that a lot, but it's the truth. It is the truth. And, we are doing big shit. Big shit is popping. So I appreciate it. No doubt. As I say that, another order comes in for a hat. So there you go. It's just awesome, man. It's just awesome. And I truly do appreciate it. Yeah. And I also say this, I really do pride myself getting back to people, and I try to interact with people and get back to people on social media as much as possible. But if I don't get back to you, please don't take it personally, because I've been getting, I don't know if it's because we've been winning or what it is, but dude, I've been getting so many freaking DMs that I can't even keep up with them all. I can't answer them all. Guys, like if it's something where like you really want a question answered or something, like if you got something that's, just needs to be answered, the best way to do it is the spursupshow@gmail.com, because very often a DM, it just gets lost in the shuffle, man. I'm getting double-digit DMs every day. I mean, it's just absolutely crazy. So, again, want to say thank y'all so much. Without you guys, your love and support, the business and what we're doing would not be what it is, and what it's becoming. That being said, guys, I will say in the month of December, things may, we're going to go through this month or this week as normal. Probably going to switch things up after this week at some point. I don't know when. But we'll probably take some time. I will say I know for sure after the bowl game, I'm going to go like on a week-long excursion or whatever. Just go do something, kind of get away from it a little bit, detach, take advantage of the opportunity to sort of detach and get. I know that SEC ball will be starting with basketball and stuff like that, but at minimum, step away from TDC, step away from the Daily Crow, and just again cut the brain off for a week or so. And because I love it, but it's been a long season. It's been a long season. I ain't gonna lie. Yesterday I was like, man, I am tired. Like I was like, for the first time in a while, I was just like, I'm tired. Like I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm tired. So, it's been a grind. We're gonna push through the Christmas push and all that. But as things slow down and we get out of we get past signing day, we get past the bowl game, and we get into basketball season in the new year. And I'll tell you this too. I always love flipping the calendar and going into the new year. And I love that, when we get to sit down and look back at the previous year and all of the successes and everything we accomplished and the numbers, it's a lot of fun looking back at the numbers and adding it all up. And you're like, damn, like we were making some waves. Like we really made waves this year. So it's, I look forward to that, but just stay tuned. Again, I'm not going anywhere obviously, but, just stay tuned for maybe some updates, changes to content. I mean, obviously after this week, the guests we have on, we're not going to have daily guests on anymore. The way we have, I mean, obviously, like we're not going to have Steven Garcia on next week. We will have Garcia on at some point the week of the bowl game, whenever the bowl game is. So we'll find that out Sunday. John Edwards signing day. Early signing day is the 21st. Are you sure, my guy? Normally it's like the 15th. Is it that late? Hold on, let's see. I guess December 21st. Damn, it's that late. Wow, I did not know it was that late. That to me, that seems really late. Wow, that's crazy. That's just so close to Christmas. I don't know. Travis says, we get the guests back next football season. Travis, that is so far out, my guy. That is, I would imagine, Travis, that now that we've done it, I would love to make that a yearly thing. But again, it's the beauty of what I do and what we do is that, it's ever evolving, ever changing. So, I mean, who knows, Travis? We might, dude, I might have the TSUS RV and be doing the podcast live out of the RV, at game day spot. I mean, who knows? You know what I mean? So I put no limiting beliefs and no limiting expectations on this business and what we're capable of. And, the guests, I love having them on. I do. I love having them on because I've always loved having guests on. I've always loved having guests on the show, but having those daily ones, it's really cool. It's really cool. And I mean, it's we don't take a lot of time. I'm someone I really try to stay present moment, right? Because I feel like you look back, you look too much ahead, you lose sight of the present moment, what's happening. But it's cool to look back and think all the great content we made this football season. Let's jump to the phone lines here.
Call from
Uncle Boudreaux.
Yunkel, what's up, man? How are you?
Hey, man, I'm good, Chris. Listen, I know you can't believe everything you see on the internet, but I just read where Clemson's projected to play Tennessee in the What the Fuck Just Happened to Us Bowl.
I love it. The Beamer Ball Bowl. The Beamer has ruined your dreams bowl.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I don't know if a lot of your listeners are familiar with the Lexington area, kind of out in the country, but Bubba's Pub and Grub in Lexington, and that's all I know is the name of the place. Bubba's Pub and Grub. I'll be headlining the comedy show there Friday night, and you have to look up where that is, but it's somewhere in the Lexington address. Bubba's Pub and Grub. I'll be headlining the show with Brian Blatton and Jimmy Kimmery, and if my jokes won't make you laugh, hell, I'll tickle you for free. So,
I love that. Dude, how's Robbie doing? Is he busy today?
Well, no, he's here. I don't know what he's getting ready to go get him a haircut. I think I'm gonna take him to get a haircut.
Okay. Love that.
But,
I'm just curious.
He's in the next room snickering. He didn't know I was gonna call you.
Oh,
But,
okay.
Yeah, I saw that on Facebook. The What the Fuck Just Happened to Us Bowl.
Yeah, that sounds about right. We'll definitely have to
Hey,
be tuned into that.
in 2022, we beat both teams that are playing for the ACC championship.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Gamecocks should be ACC champions.
Yeah, because we beat North Carolina back in January, and then we beat Clemson. So yeah, I'd say we're the ACC champions.
I think we should go ahead and print the shirts.
Might as well print the shirts.
Might as well.
So, all right. Well, listen, y'all come out and see me And holler at me. Let me know you heard about the show, the Spurs Up show, and I'll give you a good deal on my merchandise table.
Sounds good, Uncle Boudreaux. I appreciate you, man. Always a pleasure. Hope to see you soon, my guy.
All right, take care, bud.
All right, brother. We'll talk soon. Later. Uncle Boudreaux, a legend, a true legend, a true man of the people. By the way, guys, I also want to say this. I know that today, and I've seen a couple of you. I see my guy Connor McComish, Mr. Beamerball himself. I've had a couple others tag me, and I saw John Edward comment. I know it's that time of year. For the Spotify Wrapped, what have you. And so if the Spurs Up show is up there for you or your top listen to, tag me. If you're going to post it, tag me. Would love to repost it. And that's big love, guys. That's big love. And I appreciate it for real. It means the world. And it's cool, man. It's something that, it's crazy. I've been doing this for a bit, but it's stuff like that just never gets old, man. When people are reaching out, they're like, hey man, I listened to you this many minutes. My guy Connor McComish posted to Twitter 2,437 minutes. That's a lot of minutes of me ranting, Connor. It's a lot of minutes. That's a lot of minutes. But no, I appreciate it, man. It's all love, like I said. And y'all are incredible. Y'all are incredible. Looks like Matthew Marcus Satterfield just posted his new profile pic of him in Nebraska stuff, or I guess that's just photoshopped, whatever. But best of luck to him. Best of luck to him. So Chase Floyd says he wants a rooster named Rebecca. Love that. I love that. Garrett H., back to next year's schedule. Is Will Rogers leaving, and do you think it's a good thing that our other SEC West opponents, Mississippi State, better than some of the other teams we could have pulled? That'll be an intriguing game. I'm excited for it, Garrett. I mean, again, it's Garrett, it's so early to try to project who's on their roster, who's on our roster. I just anything I say to you right now will be a total guess. So we'll see what the outlook of that game is. Early. I'll look at it early January when I actually talk about and predict the schedule. But now that's an intriguing game. I love the matchup. I love the matchup. I love the opponent. I just think it's fun to play some different opponents. So Mississippi State will be a cool one. Mississippi State will be a very cool one. So Joseph says, Gamecock Nation, we need to sell out our bowl game. Yeah, I don't think we'll have any problem doing that. I think Gamecock Nation will be. I mean, I know I'm giddy to go. I think we're all very excited to go to the bowl game. Let's jump to the phone lines.
Call from
Hunter.
Hunter, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up? Yeah, sorry. My I know when I said my name, my voice was kind of overrun.
No, you're good.
No, yeah, I had a question. So I don't know if I'm saying this right, but is it true that next year they're going to try and expand 12 teams into the playoffs?
Is it next year? I don't know if I know that's happening. I know that's happening. I don't know if it's next year or the year after, but yes, that is happening. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep. The playoff is expanding. It's already agreed. Everything. Yes. I don't know that it's next year, but it's either next year or the following. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard a rumor on Facebook. Somebody said something about they're expanding 12 teams, and I didn't know if that was true or not. So I don't know how I didn't know about that stuff. So.
Yep, that is happening, man. So and that's a whole other debate, whole other discussion. I know some people think it's a bad idea. They think it's going to ruin the regular season, blah blah blah. Like as a Gamecock fan, as somebody as my team, I'd love to see my team one day get in the playoff. I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, for sure. And for my prediction for way too early schedule next year, I think it's going to be 11-1 with a loss for Georgia. But if we play like we did for those two teams with Tennessee and Clemson, I think for sure we'll go 11-1.
11-1. Your lips, God's ears. Hopefully they have a conversation. Love that. Love that, my guy. Yeah.
Appreciate it, man.
Hunter, appreciate you. Always a pleasure. Great stuff from Hunter, as always. Yeah, so 2026, it looks like, no later than 2026. Okay. So, yeah, that's definitely happening, though. 12 teams. We're going to 12 teams. Hey, that's to Brendan M. That's to everybody. Josh Pate, whether you like it or not, expansion's coming. You can either bitch and moan about it for the next 3 or 4 years, or you can get on board and embrace it and move on. I don't know what else to tell you. Guys, 12:45. We're going to jump into a quick break. On this side, I want to continue to hear from you more, your questions, comments, calls, and more. You're tuned in to the Daily Crow. All right, guys, we're back taking your questions, comments, calls. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Just a quick reminder, by the way, you've got until Friday to get your victory T-shirts. Of course, we've had our collab with Made by Jocelyn. She does a fantastic job. So you have till Friday. If you want to order those, be sure to get those orders in. Here we go. Let's jump back to the phone lines.
Call from
Yeah, Savage.
Savage, what's up, man? How are you?
Doing good, man. How about you, man?
I'm doing
that's good. So I heard you saw the show last night about college football top 25, and it went it went very well, because I'm surprised South Carolina's on the 19th on the college playoff top 25. I've been very happy for myself.
Yeah, I mean, I was ecstatic to see Carolina ranked 19th, and again, it's far from where we want to be, but no, it's great progress, man. Again, if you would have told me over the summer that we were going to finish the year 8-4 and be ranked 19th, I would have been ecstatic. I'd have signed up for that in a heartbeat. So I'm happy where we are, and we'll see if maybe we can move up after championship weekend. But yeah, excited to go in the bowl game ranked, man. It's awesome. It'll be great to see a little number next to Carolina's name in the bowl game.
I'm glad it's a normal day for us to lay back and chill for a long time, but it's been 9 years since we did not beat against Clemson. So look what happened now. We went against Clemson and Tennessee. We played both of them teams out of the way, and to be clear, I think it would be a good idea to let Tennessee to beat Clemson. So in Worldwide Stadium at the bowl game, just in case that we can move and connect for every simulation to get Adrian White.
Yeah, I mean, it's again, you couldn't have drawn up a better finish of the season for sure. You just couldn't have. So, excited to see who we play in the bowl, man. I mean, I'm planning on, my plan is to go to the bowl game no matter where it is. So, we'll be looking forward to it, man. We'll be looking forward to hanging out with a bunch of great Gamecocks and hopefully watching one more W, because I mean, we all saw it after last year, after last year's bowl game and the preseason, just what it can do, what winning your bowl game can do for your program. So I'll be very excited for it, no doubt.
I'm very excited too. So I've been thinking about saw it on Twitter that people was tweeting about that Spencer Rattler leaving South Carolina, goes to Nebraska with Marcus Allen. Like what? Like I don't get it, but I think the news is fake. But because I think that I want Rattler to be on a team like next year for and set another football season till 2023 hits, and I'm not complaining. That dude is like a hit. He can throw, because he's been on his platform for many years. I think about everything that goes on to every situation that people went through so much, and I think about going to see what they got to see to next season's football game. To next season will be spectacular for the college playoff top 25. This next year's season will be a great hit for us, and be more humble as it is. So if they want to be mumble and be get attitude and be bitchy about it, so guess what? We don't give a fuck about it.
Yeah, no, Savage, I hate to burst your bubble, and not burst your bubble, but Rattler's not going to Nebraska. That was a fake headline, fake tweet. Never was any validity. So the guy that did that trolled, that did it, he got exactly what he wanted, because I have been asked about 100 times if Spencer Rattler is going to Nebraska with Marcus Satterfield, and the answer every time is no. So yeah, no, that's not happening. It was a fake headline, but no, I'm curious to see what Rat does. I think again he does have he's got a decision to make, and it'll depend on what he gets, what advice he gets, and where he will potentially be drafted. And I mean, I'd love to see him back, but if he wants to go get the bag and begin his professional career, I will support him and say thank you for everything you did and keep it moving. So,
So I want to ask you just one more question. If we play next year's football game against beat Georgia behind, and I know that Georgia is faster than us
I know that Georgia is the best thing that they do because I know we want to beat Georgia so bad because I'm tired of the Bulldogs and bullshit, but I'm sick of time seeing Muschamp everywhere on the platform, national television, and I hate it so much. It just affects me so much. It affects people too. It affects all the hackers out there, and especially the haters. And I cannot even complain about that. And I don't want to see him ever again in my life. If we win against Georgia next year, I would say, I'm gonna say fuck you. So y'all lost. We win. So guess what? We in the top 25 this year because it's about time. It's been years since 2014, and I just hear it repeated. And I know my friends are complete about it, and they're excited about it. They text me about it, and I'm just livid. I'm just livid, and I feel very blessed. And we feel highly blessed in this high feel in the holy name of Jesus Christ. And God knows what we want to do is to beat Georgia behind to next year, 2023, because we're going to come for that ass just in case. And Muschamp too, the hackers, just in case. They better be ready, and they better be prepared.
Well said, Savage. Yeah, I agree. It's going to be a fun one against the Dogs for sure. In Athens, by the way. In Athens. So, be a fun game. Be a fun game.
Yep.
Savage, you're the man. Appreciate you calling in. You and little Brad, take it easy. Be good. Great stuff from Savage. Again, phone lines are open, guys. No Anthony Treesh today, so it's just wide open, just us. 843-790-3377. Again, podcast drop today. My top candidates for OC, and I listed a bunch of names, guys. I don't have one that I think is I think Garrett Riley would be the grand slam. Outside of that, I think there's a lot of good options, right? I think there's a lot of good options. Now, see, here's a great question. Here's the questions we should be asking. Jeff Gullidge, once the bowl game's announced, are we going to have a sim bowl game show? Yes, Jeff. Yes. Jeff, you just brightened up my day. Not that it was dim, but that just, Jeff, yes, absolutely. Yes, we will. Here we go. Zachary, what's up, man? How are you?
I'm good, Chris. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Appreciate you asking. What's going on?
Well, I'm still celebrating that big win on Saturday. Still celebrating that.
Indeed.
That was such a monumental. That was a monumental thing for the program. Monumental thing for Shane Beamer's coaching reign. He proved that he could beat Clemson. Something that we haven't done in a while. And that's just so big for you to do, just to prove to the fan base, prove to the boosters, prove to the athletic department, prove to recruits, hey, I could beat our biggest rival. I could beat our biggest rival who's been on top for a while, and go in their house to do it and breaking so many streaks that they had to do it. It's huge for Shane Beamer.
Oh, it's massive, man. And it's just one that, I talked about over the summer that, this fan base desperately needed, right? The losing streak to them had become really tough to stomach. And I know this is a game. I mean, we already know, man, the rivalry is a game that people live with on a day in, day out basis. You've got friends, you've got family, you've got coworkers, you've got, social media, obviously slap dicks you run into on a day in, day out basis that, it became really weary and it became tiresome and it just became nauseating to deal with it. You know what I mean? And to have that 7-game losing streak. And so, to snap that, it's huge for Shane Beamer's program to get the W, back-to-back top 10 teams, or top 10 teams. But yeah, man, for the fan base, you know what I mean? For the fan base to get the monkey off the back is just huge, man. It's huge. So
yeah, and also it's crazy knowing we could have probably even been up by more. It's. I'm glad we won, but it's crazy to think that, oh my God, we could have been up so much more just by the little mistakes that we made. Darius rushed off to pick six. The rest, that Clemson check, had to hit in that moment for them to not call that a backwards pass. Rattler threw that interception at the goal line. That's at least 20, 21 points right there that you left off the board. But you know, the team started off a little shaky at first, but I wasn't nervous. That's the thing. Like when they went up, when they went up by 14, I wasn't nervous. When they got the safety, I wasn't nervous. It kind of proved that like something had to give. You just knew something had to give because it didn't feel like that ordinary game in this series. It just felt like Clemson was kind of borrowing on borrowed time, and you kind of felt like you got their best shot at the beginning because even going into the first in the second half, I was like, they ain't got nothing. I was like, they ain't got nothing left. Like they got nothing left. They gave you your best shot. They ain't got nothing left. Like that first half is all they had. They had nothing left, and it ended up being true.
Yeah, I mean, I'll admit when they were up 14-0, when you dropped a pick six and then you threw one, I was a little anxious. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was like, okay, like we responded quickly, which once we responded, I felt a lot better. I did. But yeah, I was we're down 14-0. I was like, this feels really familiar in regards to past years against these guys. But thankfully, yeah, I mean, as you kept jabbing back, and I think that when you look at like takeaways from the game on Saturday, other than it's just great to dance on Clemson's grave and talk shit to them and have bragging rights, that was the first time in a while that we have seen a South Carolina football team play against the rival, and when they jabbed, we jabbed back, and then we jabbed again, and we jabbed again, and we jabbed again, and we talked about mental edge leading into that game, and early on it looked like, hey, same old story, but the mental edge that we played with, and I talked earlier this week about we talked to some different people about the atmosphere in the stadium and the mood of Clemson fans that this was just going to be just like every other year, and they could kind of take this game, it's just a stroll in the park. And Carolina, I loved that, as Cam Smith said after Tennessee, as Zach Pickens echoed after Clemson, we just let our nuts hang. We let our nuts hang. We played with an edge. We played with a chip on our shoulder. And that inevitably, I think, is the big reason you were able to grit it out and win the football game. And, it was the first time in so long that we've seen a South Carolina football team do that specifically against them. And that to me was what was so fun to watch.
Yeah, I just think that Shane Beamer and the staff is just putting in mental toughness into this team. They're just pouring it in. This team, like they're pouring in mental toughness, and that's I think that's what they're doing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, I think so as well. I mean, I think that. Yeah, I mean, what you saw those last 2 weeks, man, and to be able to bounce back from, and I talked about this on Monday, but bounce back from that Florida game. And I mean, because, admittedly, I basically wrote off the rest of the season. I thought it was pretty much over. I very notably said that I thought Tennessee was going to beat your brains in. And, once that game happened and you got the dub, well, then I felt a different type of way and picked the win over Clemson. But yeah, to bounce back from that game and to not let it define you and finally salvage something on the offensive side, it's job well done by all parties, man. I think a great job to respond to adversity the right way, and it just incredible finish to the season, obviously.
Yeah, and I gotta mention the little Giants play. Because Dabo out here getting a little cute. I don't know what he was thinking. I get that they didn't fumble because of the play, but you can argue that that's what it was, kind of some karmic justice, because what was that? Y'all, what were y'all thinking? I don't know if he fumbled it or he was throwing it. It looked like he was doing a little bit of both. It looked like he was fumbling it. It also looked like he threw it. I just couldn't tell what he was doing.
No, he didn't. I don't think he threw it, man. I don't think he threw it. I know that some people have said that. I mean, it's not even legal to throw it. So I think he just was running and swung his arm and the ball popped out. I think it's as simple as that. So, no, yeah, I mean, it's interesting how karma works out. It's crazy how Beamer ball just, and then you have the fumble and the punt to end the game. I thought that was, some poetic justice, if you will, poetry in motion type deal. So, Yeah, it's just crazy how it plays out, man. And that was again, it reminded me of '06. It did remind me of '06 when you went up there, and a lot of turnovers and craziness happened in those games as well. And yeah, just glad we came out on the right side, man, for real. Glad we came out on the right side.
Yeah. All our DBs were able to lock down. That was the big thing. Our DBs were able to lock down their wide receivers. We gave up gave it up in the running game. But you know what? If you're able to lock down their receivers, it doesn't really make a difference because that takes away a facet of their offense that they could use to score quicker than that. But yeah. Also, I want to talk about the stat thing. I think the stat thing is a good thing because it's a good opportunity for stat to, get it to have just a fresh start and have a better opportunity with a really good friend of his and Matt Rule. And I think it saves Shane from having to fire him, because I don't believe that Shane actually wanted to fire him. I think he was going to let his contract run out. So I think everybody kind of got what they wanted. Caroline's getting a fresh start at OC. Scott's getting a fresh start in Nebraska with Matt Rule, someone he's worked with, and someone that when those two are together, is actually going really well, to be honest.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, I think that I think this worked out as well as you could imagine. I mean, like you mentioned, Beamer doesn't have to fire his buddy, right? And Sat lands on his feet in a big way, and Carolina gets to move on. And many have said it. I think Beamer himself even said it, that this is not like the first time they hired an OC where the job wasn't all that attractive, right? I mean, you just beat 2 top 10 teams, and you just did what you did with Rattler in those two. And I think you'll be able to go out and open the checkbook and get a name, and I'm really intrigued, at who Shane Beamer hires, because I was asked earlier this week about, what are you still excited to learn about Shane Beamer, right? It's still so early in his tenure. And I'm excited to learn just, we kind of know what the identity of Carolina football is under his leadership on defense and special teams. Special teams, it's Beamer ball to the moon. Defensively, I think we're going to be an attacking, aggressive defense, which I love. I'm just still curious, what does Beamer want to be offensively? What's going to be the brand of offense? And I know, obviously, you adjust to the personnel that you have, but is Shane Beamer committed to that pro-style type of offense? Does he want to be more spread, up-tempo, modern offense? Is it a mix? Does he want to be more under center? Does he want to be more shotgun? Like, what's just going to be the brand of South Carolina's offense under his leadership as head coach? That's what I'm most intrigued to see. And again, I think this hire will tell us a lot. And it's a massively important hire, right? Because the offense over the last 2 years, Marcus Satterfield was blamed for all of the problems. Well, now if you swing and miss on a second OC, and I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but if you did do that, all of a sudden the blame might start to shift to, well, does Shane Beamer know offense? Can he identify good offensive football? And I don't doubt that he can, but I'm just saying that this is an important hire, and I'm really curious and intrigued and excited to see what he wants his brand to be offensively, because I think the rest of his program, it's very well established. I think this program, and I hope they continue to carry on what you saw in the last 2 games, which is, we play like Gamecocks. We play scrappy. We have a chip on our shoulder. We play like the underdog. We've got something to prove every single week. And I hope we keep that. I hope that's our identity. I hope drop your nuts is our identity moving forward as a program. But I'm just curious on the offensive side, what that's going to look like, what his MO is going to be.
Yeah, I agree. I think that Beamer's, I think from what comments I've heard, he's already going down the right track. He's looking for a proven play caller, someone who's been an OC. So that all sounds very good from the start. Like you said, it's going to be a very intriguing hire. I hope he takes his time. I hope he talks to everybody. I hope he looks at, I think he, he knows who's staying, he knows who's not staying. So hopefully he looks at who's staying and who's not staying. And, I think the only person, I think he knows everyone who's staying and everyone who's not, except for like Spencer maybe. But I think he knows who's staying, who's not. I think he knows the talent on his roster. I hope he just, talks and, listens to everyone from at every opportunity, everyone who's throwing their hat in the ring, and, gives them a chance to see what they can do.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's in that position for a reason. We all trust him to make all the right calls. And yeah, man, it's a great time. Great time to be a Gamecock. I'm excited to see, moving forward what happens. But pumped for the bowl game. And yeah, I think we're all riding high, trusting Beamer right now. So, Zachary, I appreciate the call, my guy. Always a pleasure chatting with you.
All right. Thanks, Chris.
So, all right, man, we'll talk soon. Nah, great stuff. Great stuff. And I was just thinking, man, truly, genuinely, I love how passionate this fan base is. I truly do. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it don't matter what time of year it is. It don't matter. We're always talking ball, excited for it. And again, Jeff Gullidge question of the day, man. Yes, let me confirm yet again. There will be a bowl game simulation at some point. Yes. Brett McMurphy just dropped his latest bowl projections. He's got the Gamecocks in the ReliaQuest Bowl against Notre Dame. So could that be affected by championship weekend? Yes, because the Cheez-It Bowl right now, Citrus Bowl, I should say, LSU, Purdue, if they get blown out, maybe Carolina gets that slot instead. Let's jump to the phone. Robbie Davis, what's up, man? How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing?
Excuse me, God, I'm doing well. Great to hear from Uncle Boudreaux first, and now you. So we got the dynamic duo in the building today.
Yes, you got the dynamic duo in the building, and like I said before earlier this week, right? And I've said this all season. I've commented like this on like with like people that like earlier on in the season that were thinking, okay, is Beamer the guy? Is he the guy that's gonna get us back to where we want to be? And I'd always give the same response. There's two men I trust, God and Shane Beamer, to fix this football team.
I love that, Robbie.
So,
oh, God, Jesus. Wow. Love it.
So that was always my response.
Yeah.
So, and I truly do think that he is going to make sure that this time around he gets the right guy that believes in what Shane Beamer is trying to build. And if that does happen, the SEC better buckle up.
Robbie, I gotta admit, I'm probably gonna use I'm probably going to clip this because your call right now is the definition of it just means more. Like really, truly, it just means more. Right? Like I can just imagine in households across the state of South Carolina, there's like a crucifix and then there's a picture of Shane Beamer side by side. One is not higher than the other. It's like, yeah, I just imagine that. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the SEC. That's the SEC.
Yeah.
You're far from the first nor the last, right? I'm sure all across Tuscaloosa and Alabama, there's, Nick Saban and God are like, they're kind of on the same level, right? I mean, for a lot of people. So, I don't know. I mean, we know up in Clemsux, Dabo, we know where he stands. I mean, why not? Yeah.
Yeah. And what's with him talking trash about other teams, man? One of these days, that's going to come back and bite him in the keister.
Dabo talking trash about who?
Apparently, he was talking trash about Tennessee a couple of weeks ago.
Oh yeah, the flipping burgers comment. I didn't take it as trash. I understand why people did, but I mean, listen, I think Dabo's a clown, but that didn't bother me a whole lot. But I get where people are coming from. I get it.
Yeah, and this morning before the show came on, and last night before I went to bed, I watched, because I remember whenever somebody asked me if I mentioned that I should watch, videos of our next opponent, and I watched some videos of George Washington from 2 weeks ago. I watched the video of George Washington from 2 weeks ago. Okay.
Mhm.
And the main thing that I definitely noticed is their transition defense is not great. It's okay, but it's not great. And we can exploit that.
You got a pick for the game, or
And
not?
if
By the
we
way, you were
exploit that,
really close. You were really close to last night's game. Your pick was close.
Yeah, I was only a handful of points off.
Mm-hmm.
And I got scared there for a second whenever they were up 27-16. I was like, uh-oh. Oh, no, 26-17. I was like, uh-oh. This is going to be a long night. And then lo and behold, the Boston and Cardoso and the rest of them, they was like, okay, forget this mess. We ain't losing. And then we just went on a run and just took care of business. Didn't start off very well, but we took care of business. And that's all that matters.
Indeed.
So-
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, that was a big win. Early on, it was slow, but that was a big win. Big win.
And I'm curious. Now, like I said also yesterday, right? And I mentioned, and somebody posted a thing on Facebook last night. I saw this last night, saying, Gamecock Nation, do you want one more year of Rattler? I was like, that's not our decision to make. That's his decision. Like I said the other day, right? That's not our decision to make. That's his decision. If he decides to come back, great. If he doesn't, great. He gave me two memories that I'll carry with me for the rest of my life. We beat Tennessee like a drum, and we beat Clemson. So if he leaves, thank you, best of luck, and we'll see who the starting QB is next season.
Very well put, Robbie. Very well put indeed. You got a prediction for tonight or no? I don't know if I heard you give one or not.
I got a prediction. You want it?
The people want it. It don't matter what I want. The people want it, my guy. And I know you're a man of the people.
Yes, I am a man of the people. I got to give the people what they want. I think, like I said, whenever I was watching the video, right? Their transition defense is not great. So if we can turn this, like I always say, into a track meet, I think we'll run away with it and win 75-65. Because I think we have better length in the front court and the back court, and I think Gray's going to have himself a heyday. If Gray gets it going and gets rebounds, and Gigi steps it up a little bit more, I think we can win this game 75-65, and we'll be above 500. I think right now we're at 500. Right now we're 3-3. So if we win tonight, we'll be 4-3. So we'll be above 500.
I love that.
But yeah, I got a 75-65 Carolina. And I will say this though, unlike whenever that flat dick was coaching our men's basketball team, okay? Because I'm just gonna say it. He's a flat dick, okay? Flat dick, period. Okay. This team right here though is very fun to watch. Up and down the floor, not doing no constant doing pick and rolls and what have you. Just moving the ball side to side, getting it to the open guy, and shooting high percentage shots when they're there. Because with Frank, I noticed this with Frank Martin whenever he was there his last year. Like, we were shooting shots that we had no business shooting, and I'm like, you are an idiot. Why would you shoot that? That dude was all up in your Kool-Aid, and he didn't even know what the flavor was. one thing that I noticed with Wilmot Paris with this coach team is that he tells the guys, if you're open, shoot. I don't care where you are. If you're open, shoot. Or if he's giving you space because he doesn't think you can make it, shoot. Because like I've said before, it's a 50-50 shot. It's either going to go in or it's not.
That's true. It's a 50-50 shot. I couldn't have said it better myself, Robbie.
And that's and I don't care what bowl game we go to. By the way, I'm hoping we go somewhere good, but I don't really care what bowl game we go to.
Mm-hmm.
And whoever we're playing, we need to. But one thing I love about bowl games is that you wind up playing someone that you would probably never play unless you played in their conference or if you are playing them in a bowl game.
Yeah, no, the unique the unique matchups is one of the things that makes bowl games very fun. Like I'd love to play Notre Dame. I'd love to play Notre Dame. I think they'd be incredible.
Oh, dude, yeah, yeah. Can you imagine if we was to play Notre Dame and beat Notre Dame?
Yeah, we'd have
that would mean we
even
did
more bragging rights.
We have even more bragging rights if we played Notre Dame and beat Notre Dame. Because we did something, we would wind up doing something that Clemson didn't do. But that's my 10 cents on the whole basketball thing. And I think the game's on Tuesday tonight, isn't it?
The game's what now? It's on a CBS Sports Network. I think that's what you asked. Yeah. CBS Sports Network.
That's where it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I can find it, I'm gonna watch it. That's for sure. But
we will be watching.
That's all
as well,
I got. No.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you, Robbie. I'm looking forward to the game tonight, and we'll see how close your prediction is. I hope you're right.
I hope so too. All right, buddy.
Robbie, be good,
You
my
have
guy.
a good one.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you.
I'll try. No promises.
All right, man. We'll talk soon.
Yep.
Later. Robbie Davis, what a legend. Guys, on that note, we're going to go ahead and jump into another break. On the other side, though, I want to continue to hear from you, more of your questions, comments, calls. You're tuned in to the Daily Crow. All right, guys, we're back taking your questions, comments, calls. 843-790-3377. It is Wednesday, November the 30th, the final day of November. It's crazy, man. Time flies when you're having fun for sure. Also, in case you missed the news, congratulations. Zach Pickens is headed to the 2023 Senior Bowl in Mobile, the Reese's Senior Bowl. So Zach Pickens, who I think should be, I don't know exactly where he'll go in the draft, but he should be a solid pick. I would imagine Zach Pickens will be a pretty nice pick. Yes, Rebecca, I got the early Christmas gift. Thank you. I genuinely do appreciate it. Again, guys, had a couple missed calls during the break. So if you'd like to call in, I think one of them might have been from Kelsey. So Kelsey Quarles, if you want to call in, I don't know if that was Kelsey Quarles or not, by the way. I'm just guessing. Then actually it wasn't, because it would have told me. I've got Kelsey's number saved. I don't know who that was. We had somebody calling in a couple of times. So either way, again, appreciate y'all, man. I do want to say we got to change up that last slide, that Carolina Alehouse slide. But on that note, I want to say thank y'all so much, man, for coming out, showing love at all the watch parties all across the state. You guys might recall the TSUS tour that we did over the summer, right? We went to all the locations. It was like a 7-week thing, 6 or 7 week thing. We went to all the locations before football season. You know, I was able to speak to you guys, and we were selling merch, all that good stuff. Like, I'd like to do that again and actually do like a spring tour. So y'all let me know, what do you think? What do you think? Maybe the month of, I don't know, like early February through mid-March, something like that. We'll kind of cross over between basketball and baseball and talk some football. And of course, the spring game will be in April. And I don't know. I just like it. I think it's a cool way to get out and about and a cool way to get out and about and see you guys and interact and, again, sell merch and spread the good word. And really cool. And I appreciate the fine folks over at Carolina Alehouse. We've had a fantastic season. It's been a huge success. All right, let's jump back to the phone lines here.
Call from.
Here we go. Martin, what's up, man? How are you?
What's up, Chris?
Just hanging out, man.
Assuming Rattler goes right on, man. Assuming Rattler goes to the NFL, how much does that help Doty that he sat behind Rattler this year? Do you think it benefited him at all?
I'm sure it did. I would imagine so. You know, sitting behind a guy like that and just having another year to learn the offense and you know, work on his game, work on his craft. Because, you know, you think about it, Luke Doty was kind of just thrust into action. So yeah, I mean, I think absolutely. You know, you would, and I know Luke Doty's a guy that works his tail off too, and he approaches the game the right way. And so I think certainly Luke Doty would have used this year to sharpen his game. Absolutely. I think it, you know, only helps to have more experience. I know he didn't play a ton this year, but no, I think absolutely it would have helped. And, you know, I don't know. It's kind of interesting with Luke Doty, right? There's a lot of people, or at least a good number of people, that are, I don't know, they've sold all their Luke Doty stock. They don't think he could be a productive quarterback in the SEC. And I don't know, maybe they're right, but I still haven't lost all faith or hope that Luke Doty can be a guy. And I think we'll find out, you know, if Spencer Rattler dips. Hey, we'll find out in the spring, right? I mean, I think they're really high on Braden Davis and Tanner Bailey, the young freshmen. And, you know, I think that Luke Doty will, you know, I think he's all Gamecock, but he'll be competing for the job. And if he's in a position where he is, you know, second or third on the depth chart, I think you'll probably see him dip, right? I mean, I think as the veteran guy, I think that's what will happen. So, no, I think definitely, though, he could have used this year to improve. And, you know, how much he did improve, I guess maybe we'll see that next year. But, you know, only time will tell.
So do you think I think Rattler looked just as kind of confused as Doty did when Doty went out to play ball last year.
Yeah,
And,
it's so hard.
Maybe
I was just going to – go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, do you think a new offensive coordinator that simplifies his offenses would benefit these guys a little bit better? Kind of give us a better look at what they're actually going to look like when they go out there and play ball, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's hard to judge Luke Doty off of last year because you think about the system and the scheme, and I mean, no quarterback has really looked all that great. I know people will point to Jason Brown, but even when he was in there, he was throwing for like 150 yards, and I mean, it wasn't like it was, you know, anything crazy, anything spectacular. So, and also Luke Doty wasn't healthy. So I think seeing a healthy Luke Doty in an improved system, who knows? Who knows? Yeah, I think fans just more so. I think what it is, and the reason people jump ship on Luke Doty so quick, is because it's like, people see a guy, and once they've seen him and he hasn't played great, it's just like they're done with him. People throw out quarterbacks like common people throw out underwear, right? It's just like they just roll through them. You know what I mean? So, I like I said, I haven't given up on Luke Doty. I think with an improved system and his athleticism, and I think he could still help out this football team. I mean, again, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Well, I hope Rattler stays, man. But if he doesn't, I'm hoping Luke Doty picked up a lot from him, and hopefully we can kind of go from there. I appreciate you, man. I'm going to listen to your show. You take care.
Yeah, man. Hey, I appreciate you. Thanks so much for the call.
Right on.
Yeah, man. Great stuff. Again, guys, 843-790-3377. So, yeah, I mean, I haven't given up on Luke Doty by any means. I think that certainly he's all Gamecock, and I know he's put his heart, soul, blood, sweat, and tears into the program, and I think he's worked his tail off. And again, we'll see. I think we all all I want is the best player to play. So if that's Luke Doty, cool. If that's Tanner Bailey, cool. Braden Davis, cool. I know we all support that and we all believe in that. I just want the best player to play, man. Bottom line, God gives us the best chance to win football games. That's it. So, and that's of course, if Spencer Rattler doesn't come back. Let's jump back to the phone lines.
Call from Izzy.
Izzy, what's up?
Hi, I just wanted to say that I just got a new sticker from the Spurs Up show, and I love that y'all have that. I'm a Texas fan, so I can't get the yard clocks, but well, because the Barstool Longhorn has stuff that like Texas is back with football, and they're not. So I can't.
No, I love it. I appreciate that. I think I actually just saw the order come through right before you called, so I appreciate it.
Did you?
Yeah, I get email notifications whenever merchandise pop, whatever, when we sell merchandise. So no, I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. Just wanted to let you know that I really like the decals and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, for sure. No, I appreciate it, and that's cool. I saw the San Antonio, Texas number. That's something. We got a Texas fan calling, and that's incredible.
Yeah, well, I was in South Carolina when they played in South Carolina.
Nice. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, that was a great series. Yeah, I'm excited for when Texas is in the SEC and that becomes a yearly thing. Yeah, I've never been to Austin, nor even just the state of Texas. So I'm excited to get out there and get to Norman and check it out. I think it'll be
I think you
awesome
said that
road trips.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah, Norman's nothing to look at, so you won't miss it.
Right.
Damn thing.
No, I got you. I've heard Austin's incredible though. So
it's great. Yeah.
I love
All right.
it.
Well, I just wanted to say thanks.
Izzy, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the call.
Yeah, you too.
Yep. Take care. Great stuff. There we go. All right. I know we're all looking forward to it, right? All Gamecock fans, we're all looking forward to going out to Austin. I've heard Austin's incredible, dude. I've heard Austin's incredible. And I've actually got a buddy of mine. I forgot my guy K Ram. Shout out K Ram, my dude. I was a good buddy of mine from Charlotte. He actually lives in Austin, Texas now, and he seems to love it. He seems to love it. So I've heard, and my guy also, God, what's his Twitter handle? Occupy Left Field, Texas fan. He follows us on social media and does a great job and really cool. And we went back and forth a lot during baseball season and stuff. But yeah, he's tweeted a lot about Austin, how cool it is, and how incredible the city is and everything. So anyways, phone lines open, guys. 843-790-3377. Travis says you got a Gamecock out here in Oklahoma. So you guys get on out here. Yeah, dude, come on, let's do it. Do it. Corey Washington says, yeah, Chris, you'll love Austin. That'll fit you perfectly. I want to check it out. No doubt. We can do the show remote. Betsy Crouch, Luquire, shout out Miss Luquire. How about that? We're recruiting the South Florence quarterback. Is that Lenoris Sellers? I don't know that we're recruiting him hard. I have no idea. I don't know a lot about his. Isn't he committed to Syracuse? Is that right? I don't know if we are or not. And it's funny. I'll have people ask me like, why haven't we offered this guy? Like, why are we not recruiting this guy? And I'm like, guys, I don't know. I mean, the way recruiting works is a lot like the way getting drafted works, right? For the pros, for any sport, it's like, it's all based off projectability. So like, there's a lot of players that crush in the high school ranks that put up crazy numbers that don't even get looked at D1. They don't even get sniffed. And it's just like, you know. Wayne Thompson, thoughts on Savell possibly coaching club football? I love it. I'd love to see Savell getting coaching. And I support Savell 110%. And I've seen some comments. Like, I don't know why. Like, I understand that, I don't know, Savell's outspoken, but there's some people on social media that take shots at Savell Newton. It's just like, I don't know. Let's jump the phone line.
Hi, this is Bradley from Sports Limited.
All right, we got a troll call. I don't know what that was, but all right. Anyways, 843-790-3377. That's it, dude. I get spam calls too, just like everybody else. So I don't know what that was. Anyways, let's see. Jared says that Shane's going to lock down Sellers. Hey, the more the merrier. Why not? The more the merrier. Tristan, appreciate you tuning in, my man. Thank you. Again, guys, rest of the week, JC Sherbert will join us tomorrow. Jake Crane is normal on Friday, and we'll just keep rocking, man, taking your questions, comments, calls. Again, I appreciate y'all. Podcast dropped this morning, episode 735. It's crazy to think. Like we're going to hit 1,000 soon. We're going to hit 1,000. It's wild to think. But episode 735 dropped this morning. My top 5 and just top candidates for the OC job. And then game preview. Game tonight, 9 o'clock. We take on George Washington in men's basketball. 9 o'clock on CBS Sports Network. And I was just thinking about that. Is like these games early in the season, why are they on these weird channels? Like, I don't know. Saturday, we've got Georgetown, right? A noon tip. And then that's the other question I have. Why is the game tonight at 9 o'clock? I don't know. Wayne says, thanks for the reply, Chris. What type of offense do you think Savell would run? Are you going to have him on soon? Wayne, he literally called in yesterday, my guy. He literally called in yesterday. So, Savell is welcome on these airwaves anytime. Anytime Savell Newton wants to call in, he's more than welcome. I truly do appreciate and value Savell Newton's insight. You know, we've done Twitter Spaces with Savell. He's called in this show many times. And that's the cool thing, man, what TDC is and what it's evolved into, that former players like Savell Newton and Kelsey Quarles, right? Like these legends, they feel comfortable calling in and chatting with yours truly. It's a blessing, man. It's a blessing for sure. And I appreciate them doing that. And I know Gamecock Nation, most importantly, values their insight. So, and it's awesome to hear from them. Guys, we're going to jump into one final break. On the other side, though, want to continue to hear from you. More of your questions, comments, calls, and more. You're tuned in to the Daily Crow. All right, guys, we're back. Final 14 minutes or so here on the Daily Crow, taking your questions, comments, calls. And yeah, I see your comments, and I just saw that good friend Brad Crawford, he just tweeted South Carolina fans may get their wish of playing Notre Dame, but it may not be in Jacksonville, per Brett McMurphy. Sounds like that could be the settlement with the SEC office. So, yeah. Carolina Notre Dame be a hell of a game. I'll say that. That'd be a hell of a game. I'd love to see it. I would love to see it indeed. Jacob E says if we could beat an opponent like Notre Dame in a bowl game, it would make the hype for next season unbelievable. Yeah, I laugh at the people, right? I laugh at the folks that say bowl games don't matter. Look at what it meant for Carolina last offseason. Like the hype, the crazy amount of hype. I mean, you can't watch or just have followed South Carolina football and seen the impact of winning that bowl game and say bowl games don't matter, because they do. They do. Anyways, guys, phone lines are open. I want to hear from you. Rebecca says, I need a nap. I love that. I love that. I just, it's incredible that I'm able to stay composed and keep it together, because the comments at times just get so outlandish, so ridiculous, so over the top. And I love that. I love that part of it. I really do. I really do. I love that. Yeah, so it's incredible. Anyways, guys. Beautiful. Anyways, guys, stay tuned. By the way, we are working on the Beamer Ball merch for Palmetto Moon. Really excited to get that merch in all of the Palmetto Moon locations. Should be happening by end of week. So, y'all stay tuned for that. Let's see. J-Rock, have you heard the rumors Coach Elliott may possibly end up back at Carolina? I have not heard that, and J-Rock, that would honestly shock me, because, I mean, whatever he wants to do is what he wants to do, but I'd be pretty damn surprised if Sean Elliott wants to go from being a head coach to whatever he'd be doing at South Carolina, which I assume would be O-line coach, but I mean, because I don't think you're going to hire Sean Elliott as your offensive coordinator, so I don't see that. I could be wrong. I don't see that, though. I'd be pretty damn surprised if that were to take place. Be pretty damn surprised. By the way, guys, final day of November, so that means somewhere back here we're going to throw – I got the Gamecock Christmas lights. We're going to throw the Christmas lights up, get in the season. We're going to get into the season, if you will. So it'll be a lot of fun. Be a lot of fun. So, It's going to be a lot of fun, no doubt. No doubt. By the way, shout out all the folks in the Big Cock Club tuned in. Patreon.com/Big Cock Club. You want to join today? I'm sure we'll watch the game tonight in the Big Cock Club. Maybe. And also, I mean, who doesn't want to rock this cap, man? Who doesn't want to rock this cap? Big Cock Club energy forever and ever. Amen. And as the motto goes, for my guy Phil's the one that came up with it. I mean, honestly, if you're not in the Big Cock Club, you're just small. That's it. And if you don't know, if you have to ask, you just can't get in. You just can't get in. I don't know what else to tell you. So, DGD, what's up, my man? He said, thoughts on Clem Sucks dropping one spot last night? I don't know, bro. I guess they're giving credit to South Carolina, maybe. Is that what it is? I don't know. They're saying that was a good loss somehow, maybe. I don't know. I would kill to see UNC just wax them. I would love to see that. Would love to see it. Yeah. Anyways, guys. I'm excited for the basketball game tonight. I just, I keep it a buck with you all, and I keep it real. And men's basketball, I'm going to cover it. I'm going to talk about it. I guess what's just kind of intriguing, though, is that while I'm happy that we made the change off of Martin, I'll be honest with you. These last 2 seasons were really entertaining because it was all about Frank Martin's job. You know what I mean? Especially last season, like you felt like he was coaching for his job every game, and that kept the season interesting. It's like, let me ask you this, and this is not a diss at all. This is an honest question as we as Gamecock Nation, and that's how I would describe my content, guys, on a side note, is open-ended banter. I really think that's why TSUS succeeds and does so well, and that's why the Daily Crow works so well, because I don't come to you all saying, I have all the answers. I don't want to hear anything you have to say. Like, it's open-ended banter and conversation. So I genuinely ask this question. What about this basketball team makes this season exciting? Like Gigi Jackson, that's one. But like, are there other, like, what are we most excited about? I guess the fact that it's the unknown, it's a blank slate, and I know it's year one. I just, if the thing goes south, obviously Lamont Paris is not going anywhere, nor should he go anywhere. I'll say this. It's tough for basketball to compete at South Carolina, especially when football is strong. It's tough. It's tough. And I'm not, obviously I care, guys. I'll be watching the game. I'm just saying that it's like, I have a feel on the fan base, and it's when football's doing well, that kind of overshadows everything. Really, truly. I mean, it just does. Like, there's a reason there are businesses out there that they make a living solely talking about football. They don't talk about anything else. They just talk football. And that wouldn't work for me because I love baseball. And I'm not going to cover 2 of the 3, right? I'm going to cover all 3 of the big 3 sports. Like, I'm not just going to cover 2. But football's king, truly. I mean, it really is. And like when Frank Martin was complaining about, y'all rather cover a practice of football than a basketball game. And it's like, well, I mean, unless you're going to the tournament, like you're kind of a side note, footnote anyways. And people already care about football more than basketball. So like, you're not really fighting a fair fight here. This isn't a fight you can win, you know? Anyways, I'm excited for the game tonight. I'm excited to see Gigi Jackson evolve as a player. I think this is going to be a team that in a few games this season, I would not be surprised we got hot and pulled a couple of big upsets. And thank God we beat that team from the upstate. We at least got that under our belt. But we'll see. Also, by the way, somebody in the chat asked about we should go to cigar lounges across the state and smoke the Clem Sucks pack. I don't think we'll be doing that because our boys at Carolina Cigars, that's where we're going to go. And I will say that maybe not in the month of December because I know it's really busy with the holiday and stuff like that, but I'd like to make the Carolina Cigars thing a very much so more often thing. That was incredible last month, or that was incredible a few weeks ago, going down to Hilton Head, spending a couple of days, just operating out of there, doing the show out of there. I thought that was a blast. I really did. So we're going to keep rocking. By the way, thank y'all so much to all those who have bought the packs from Carolina Cigars. Hit them up on Instagram or give them a call. You can get your packs today. Let's jump to the phone. Hunter, what's up, man? How are you?
Doing all right. I was just wondering if you saw that rumor the other day that Spencer Rattler might have been actually a vegan the last 2 weeks of the season, and that's why he played so good.
I did not see that. Is that another Twitter rumor or what?
Well, yeah, that's what I saw on Twitter, and I was just wondering if that's what you might have saw. Because, I mean, I've been eating a lot of salads the last couple of days, hoping that my calls would get better. How's it going?
Yeah, this is a legendary call. It's probably your best yet.
Oh, cool. Thanks, man. Well, that's all I got for you. Appreciate it.
Hunter, you're the man.
Trump 2024.
Yeah. I can't even. Oh my God. You know what? Normally I can stay pretty composed, but yeah, that one got me. That got me. You got me. Whew, okay. That got me. Anyways, all right. Oh God, dude. Oh, all right. Here we go. Let's jump back to it.
To accept, press 1.
All right, what's up, Slapdick? How's it going? Bro, what is going on with the calls today? What is up with the calls? God almighty. God. Can I get a honey? Yeah. Anyways, all right. Well, I'm a little flustered. I don't know what to do. I'm a bit flustered. Yeah. How do we, like, I feel like we should just end the show now. Truly. Yeah. Anyways, I don't know. I mean, I don't even know where to go from here. I don't even know where to go from here. I really don't know where to go from here. All right, let's get back to the questions. Jacob, are there any real expectations for baseball season? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely there are. I think if South Carolina does not make the super regionals, I think Kingston's tenure is over. Because you think about what will happen. What the final result of the season will be if South Carolina does not make the supers. Okay. One of three things happen. Number one, Carolina missed the postseason entirely. He should be fired. Number two, you went on the road for a regional and you lost. Should be fired. Number three, and this might be the worst option of all, you hosted a regional and you got beat in your own regional. I still think you should have a change. So I think supers is supers or bust for Carolina. And I know some might say those are aggressive expectations, but dude, this is South Carolina baseball. Like we should expect to win. We should expect to win big. I'm not saying you got to win the SEC this year. Get to 16-14, 17-13 in SEC play. I think that'd be a great year. We talk every season, right, guys? I always tell you, if you can go above 500 in SEC play, you had a really, really good year. I mean, it's the best conference in all of college baseball. It is by far the best competition. I mean, if you can go above 500, you got a damn good team. Wouldn't hurt to make a little run in Hoover as well, something we never do. But baseball is going to be fun, man. This will be the most interactive baseball season we've had, like, ever, pretty much. Going on the road, I'm planning on going to Arkansas, Mississippi State. I might even go to Georgia. Planning on going to the SEC tournament for the very first time in Hoover. Hope to God we can actually make a run. I mean, guys, one of my dreams, being posted up outside of Atlanta for the SEC championship and outside of wherever the hell they're playing the national title, talking South Carolina football, that's one. But doing a live show from Omaha, that's at the top of my list, man, for for what I most want to do, you know what I mean? Before this is all over, if you will. But either way, anyways, we'll see. It's going to be a lot of fun. Guys, hey, we've hit 2:00. Appreciate you all tuning in. Thank you all so much for making this entertaining as hell. Y'all never disappoint. Guys, appreciate you all tuning in. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. We will talk to you